Captain Smart and the AAP third graders' journey to Atlanta, Georgia on February 17th, 2017. And so the trip begins at 6 a.m. on Friday the 17th.
We were on the charter bus going to Atlanta, Georgia. Some of us went to sleep and the rest of us played on our devices. We were so excited.
Our first stop, the world of Coca-Cola.
Miss Wallace and Miss Goodwin's class went to the world of Coca-Cola. We learned the history of Coca-Cola and the mystery of the flavor. We enjoyed all the flavors from around the world.
This picture shows we were entering the Coca-Cola factory and we got free Coca-Cola and put it in our bag and then stopped and took a picture of Captain Smart. We had a good start. We were taking a picture with a giant Coca-Cola bottle. We were waiting to go watch a short movie. We were at the world of Coca-Cola. My AAP class were waiting in the entrance to go to Coca-Cola with Captain Smart. At the world of Coca-Cola, we received free Coca-Cola at the entrance. The man was talking for about 6 to 8 minutes. We were at the world of Coca-Cola. We was trying to find the secret formula. We were in the vault of Coca-Cola. Michael and I had our picture taken at a old-time soda counter with Captain Smart. We were looking at how much things cost in the early 1900s at the Coca-Cola factory. We were at the world of Coca-Cola and Captain Smart was standing in front of different Coke bottles. I was at the world of Coke standing in front of the vaults. We were about to go in and discover many things like secrets. We were in the vault studying about the formula of Coca-Cola. We were at the world of Coca-Cola and we got to play a game. We had to grab things and fill them to find the mystery. My favorite part of the world of Coca-Cola was when we saw a 4D movie of how Coca-Cola was made. We were at the world of Coca-Cola. Captain Smart was drinking Coca-Cola from all around the world. We all tasted different kinds of sodas from different countries. I also picked my favorite soda. My mom picked her favorite, but she did not pick soda. She picked peach tea. Captain Smart was taste testing all the different flavors from around the world. He didn't like them all.
Lunch at the Varsity Diner. We ate lunch in a room that was set up like a classroom. We each had our own individual desks.
We were in Atlanta, Georgia at Varsity, and the football game was on. I was stacking ketchup and mustard. It felt like we were at school because we sat at desks. I enjoyed Atlanta, Georgia. Also, I knew Captain Smart was scared.
After lunch, we went to the Center for Civil Rights.
I was in the Civil Rights Museum reading about different men in history. We were at the Civil Rights Museum learning about the history of women's rights. The reason I picked the women's rights is because back in the day, women could not vote and they had to work at home all day. Also, I learned about this Asian girl who had to marry a 40-year-old man and she was just 9 years old. Her dad said she had to marry him because the man said if you let me marry her. I will give you money. And her dad said, okay, I will let you marry her.
We were at the Civil Rights Museum. We picked out a book to read. We had to put the blue book on the smart table to read the story.
At the Civil Rights Museum, I'm studying people who made a difference in the world.
We were at Atlanta Civil Rights Museum and we had questions to find out. We were watching informational sources to help with the questions. We also had a wall of maps to help with the questions also.
We even learned about human rights around the world.
This is at the Civil Rights Museum, the map of the whole world. The red is slavery states, so they were not free. The orange was partially free, and the yellow is free states.
In the Civil Rights Museum, I was looking at changing channels. The show I was watching was about segregation and slavery. We were all at the Civil Rights Museum learning about the history of slavery and how they treated black people differently.
I was studying at the Civil Rights Museum, seeing the old laws in each state.
We was listening to songs and preachers at the Civil Rights Museum.
I was learning about the death of Martin Luther King.
Captain Smart and me have on the same clothes because I knew Captain Smart was coming. We were in the Civil Rights Museum at the time learning about history.
The entire class at the Civil Rights Museum. The last stop for the day was the Georgia Aquarium.
We were at the Georgia Aquarium. We were on a movable sidewalk. We saw lots of different kinds of fish and sharks.
We're at the Georgia Aquarium. We observed a stingray. It was surrounded by a school of fish.
It's a beluga at the Georgia Aquarium. The beluga likes to play and show off.
We were at the Georgia Aquarium and Captain Smart took a picture with the dolphin trainers. The floor was very wet and people who were in the first 10 rows got wet by the dolphins.
At the end of the day, we loaded the buses to return home to Columbia, South Carolina. We had such a fun and exciting day in Atlanta, Georgia. We were all very tired and almost everyone fell asleep on the bus on the way home, even Captain Smart.